Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody had a really great weekend and got to go out and do some fun things and get that energy flowing and get us ready for a really solid week of sales. One of the big things we're going to talk about today is just cross-selling. Everybody says, yeah, you know what, I know I should. It's going to raise my paycheck. It's going to be better for my clients. But how? My goal today is actually to talk about the how. A little bit about my background. I have been in insurance for a ridiculously long time. I ran very large call centers down to, 1099 agent groups. One of the things we always worked on is cross-selling. How can we get those numbers up? Because you know what? These are the things that are going to change your clients' lives. I'm going to give you a few hints and a few tricks today on how to do that. And hopefully there's one or two things you can take away, because if that is, it's totally worth that half hour today. If this is your first Motivation Monday, these are quick. These are supposed to be very packed with information for you and just going to be something that we can get you started for the week and then off and rolling. Here is our layout. We go through a tip of the week. We take a look at what's going on in the trends so you can see what other people are selling. We're going to take a look at our sales leaders, and we have a ridiculously strong fixed benefit sales lead week. And then we're going to end with what we say the sales technique, which is really going to be how do you increase your cross-sell. I have some pretty good examples for you that at the end, if you want these examples, just shoot me an email and I'm more than willing to send them out to you. And the tip of the week last week was about the new NatGen list bill there. The NatGen list bill, it's going to be for 2+ people or families. Can't do short term. All the policies start the first of the month. It is so you can combine all these policies and give that client one big, huge bill for it. But the client has to be buying for multiple people. Get a lot of questions. A lot of people ask for it. So there's some information on it. I'll give you the email address at the end to shoot if you need anything else. It is up and running in your Quote NatGen, so the NatGen lead quoting portal. So you should be able to play with it. Your clients do have to fill out the information about it though first. So it could be one of the things where you pitch the policy, but your clients have to go and fill out the list bill form. The tip for this week, there's actually kind of two going on. The first tip is that there is no Motivation Monday next week. It is Memorial Day week, so hopefully you get to spend that day with some family and do things that you want to. But the tip of the week is really going to be, hey, where are my current sales incentives? So we get bombarded with emails from carriers saying, hey, we want you to sell our product. Here's some extra money. We want you to sell our product. Here's more money. Love it. I love getting the money, but hey, what the heck is actually going on? It's one of the things I know I used to struggle with, is just trying to keep track of what the heck, who's doing what incentive, how can I do it? So wanted to let you know at AHCPsales.com that we do have a current sales incentives area. There are 6 going on. I had to cut one out just so I could put that little thing there. But it's what's going on. So we have that NatGen, we have Renaissance doing one, Medco, we have the American Grand, and then we also have the United Health one. UH1 has a pretty good one going on for their core access product. Don't know if you've looked at any of their core access, but that is the one that has some maternity there. For the fixed benefits, the NatGen, you just sell the fixed benefit with the supplement, and that one's up and going. We've been doing pretty good with that NatGen one, not going to lie to you. The numbers have been seen pretty dang great. But take a look at those. If you need more information, you can always click under there to learn more information. If you haven't played on that page yet, do. It's pretty useful information. So the trends of what the heck is actually going on right now. So traditionally what happens is, May kind of slows down a little bit. We stay pretty consistent for June. July is when we start building up. This is kind of our slower time of year, but that doesn't mean we should be lazy. That just means we have to get a little more creative and make sure that we're maximizing everything with each client. So we had that expected decrease in short term. I told you, we kind of hit our running rate. That decrease is really only down by about 4 policies. So really not that much of a decrease in short term. We had a healthy increase in fixed benefit sales. I know I've been getting a lot of questions on how do you sell them, how do you pitch them, which carrier is best for what client, when do I pitch a NatGen, when do I pitch Manhattan Life, when do I pitch Core Health. It's one of those things that if you want to talk about it, let me know. We can have that discussion. But those fixed benefit sales are up and growing. We had a small decrease in accident sales, really no change in critical illness, and we had a healthy increase in dental. Dental has been growing. That is one of the things when you talk about, hey, how do I increase my cross-sell? How's your dental? Small things like that. I worked with a new agent last week who, it was her 2nd week on the phones, and her husband actually has been doing this job for 8 or 10 years. He's extremely successful, and she wanted to jump on board. And she came up and was talking to me and she says, I'm really frustrated. I'm talking to all these people and they say I already have insurance. I'm like, hey, do this. Ask them how their dental is. And next thing you know, she comes back, she's like, I just made my first sale. I sold a dental policy just by saying that. I'm like, well, small things in the world, So that's what's going on with the trends. We are kind of at our running rate for the next few months. We should see just a slight uptick going to happen. So this is kind of the little lower point of the year, but that doesn't mean that we're out for the count. So sales shoutouts, who's leading and selling what? I will tell you, if you are not sick of seeing her name yet, let me know. So Katya, good job first there with the limited benefit sales. She sold just to get that 7 Foundation Health, so that NatGen fixed benefit policy, and 3 of the hospital expense policies. That's that new one that NatGen came out with where you can buy additional doctor benefits. She is definitely hitting that NatGen bonus. Not even a doubt there. Jose, second place, good job with that. With 6 fixed benefit policies, and same with Robert, good job with 6 fixed benefit policies. Katya beat everybody by 1, of course. And that is in a week, so it's a pretty good sales week. Taking a look at our short terms, as I told you, we're kind of shrinking, and let you know these are all golden rules. So good job, Laura Smith, taking first place there, Paul taking second, and Chuck taking third. Unfortunately, what's going on? We're just not selling short term. One of my agents who sells a ton of fixed benefit policies, what they said they do is they just match it up with the short term. After the short term expires, that's fine. They can keep that fixed benefit. They say that is their sweet success is going to be a fixed benefit, a short term, and then they add an AME, a critical illness, and a dental, and that is their best package that they can come up with. So something out there for you. So now we're going to kind of quickly talk about, hey, how do you increase your cross-sell? So first off, if you're wondering what cross-sell is, I get that question sometimes. What cross-sell really means is how many supplements are you selling with either a short-term, a major medical, or a fixed benefit policy? Okay, these are very, very important. They're both important to your client and they're important to you. First off, fixed benefit plans, like the name, they are just the foundation of the package that you are going to present your client. You can talk to your clients about that too. This fixed benefit, this is kind of the base, the core of your policy, but it's not everything. We're going to go through and add other options on for you to make sure that you have what you need when the big what if is going to happen. The thing about fixed benefit policies that people say they're very uncomfortable with is that they say they leave their client completely exposed, which they don't. Actually, if you think about it, when your client goes into the hospital, this is one of the few things where the hospital makes sure is to get paid and your client's actually going to receive benefits. With short-term medical policies, if they have a $5,000 max out of pocket, that means if they go to see a doctor, they're going to be paying that $170 and that just goes towards their deductible. They're out that $170. With a fixed benefit policy, hey, at least they get $70. Right? So they're going to get that $70. They still have to pay $100, but at least there's still benefits there. If they get into an accident, there are benefits there for an accident. Are there a lot? No, I personally don't think that there's enough. That's why I sell my accident policies with them. Our goal here is to put the control of healthcare costs back into our consumers' hands. That is one of the reasons why we cross-sell. With everything that's going on, we can now say, hey, this policy is going to be $170, this policy is $12, this policy is $23. Together, I kept that under that $200 that you wanted instead of trying to pay that, I don't know, $1,200 for a major medical, $500 for a short term. We're able to put the control of healthcare costs back, which is what our goal is. That's why we are agents. We want to make sure our clients are protected, that they're financially secure as well. Here's a big thing, and we'll talk about all these in more detail, but most of our consumers are uneducated. Not only do we want to put the control back of our clients' lives back into their hands, but we want to educate our consumer. Most of them don't know what's out there. So taught a whole group of new agents last week, had a really great opportunity, had about 25 of them in a room, 25 on a webinar. Going through talking about this, I'm like, okay, so name some supplements. Keep in mind, these are people who are brand newly licensed, literally within a day. Like, so tell me what a supplement is. No idea. So I explained, I'm like, okay, so tell me what supplements are out there. They're like, is dental and vision one? That's the only one that they could say. Okay. Keep in mind, with your consumer, you need to have a concept of where are they coming from? What do they know? They don't know what's out there. If you could say, hey, for $12 a month, if you get into an accident, I could take that accident bill from $5,000 down to $250. Is that something you're interested in? They'll say yes. True, I sell it a little different, but that is what goes on. Your consumers don't know, and we need to educate them. We need to let them know what is out there. That's why I add it on, and I kind of roll through and explain how it works. Because if you sit there and you just give them exactly what they ask for, you're doing a disservice. You are the licensed agent, not them. These new agents had no idea what's out there. When I told it to them, they got really excited. They wanted to go out and purchase these on themselves. You can do the same for your consumer because they want to make sure that they're protected. And one of the most important things with cross-selling, not only is it going to make sure your consumer's protected, it's going to make sure you can keep doing what you want to do. You jumped in to sell health insurance because, hey, you're a 1099. As 1099s, we want to have our flexibility. You know, we want to be able to take the days off, go on these vacations, do what we want to do, maybe do this as a second job. But we have to make sure that we're earning enough to do that. That is what cross-selling will do. So let's start with this. So the concept of fixed benefit plans, they are just a foundation. Well, honestly, if you're selling these with a fixed benefit policy, you need to kind of be quick and to the point with it. You need to learn your products and how to explain them more effectively. This is huge. If you haven't started thinking this way about how to explain an accident or a critical illness policy in under 3 sentences, do that. One of the things that people screw up when they are pitching these is that they sit there and they just ramble on. Yes, some of them have a little details, and we need that. But as I say, tell a story, but you want to be quick and to the point about it. How does an AME actually work? Yeah, I can talk to you about the exclusions on it. No joke. I could talk to you about how the claims process is going to work. That can be kind of intense. Or I could say, hey, if you get into an accident, this is going to pay up to $5,000 of that accident bill, and instead you're only going to be responsible for $250 instead of $5,000. How does that sound? Quick and to the point, right? If you get diagnosed with one of these 12 critical illnesses, this policy is going to give you a lump sum of $50,000. How does that sound? You need to be quick and to the point with these. That is one of the things I hear agents do a lot. They're sitting there talking about the AME and like, hey, you know, and you get an accident, this is what's going to happen. You told me you pain a lot, so if you're paining and falling, this is what's going to happen. And then when you go to the claims process, that will happen. But don't worry, you know, I'm going to be here to hold your hand the whole way. And then, but this isn't going to cover if you're playing in sports, playing in that. No, we ask them questions to find out about their lives. On the front end, we don't want to make it confusing, right? If there is something that's a big exclusion that is common to the people in that group that you are working with, make sure to bring it up. But you need to be quick and to the point with these. And I would literally take, hey, what are your top 5 favorite supplemental products? Okay, I know what mine are. What are your top 5? If you can't have a way to explain those in under 3 sentences, contact me. I will help you do it. You need to know how they're going to be mixed with fixed benefits. That's kind of an interesting one. So if you're talking about it, like, you know, how does a fixed benefit work? They're going to give you a fixed dollar amount no matter what. You know, no matter what the cost of the bill is, you're going to get a fixed dollar amount. How does something like an AME work? That's kind of an important one because we know that what they do is they pay for unreimbursed medical expenses. But how many? How often? What type? You need to kind of have a concept of how they work and how they're going to work with fixed benefits since that's what we're selling. They're great with them. They're going to make sure that your fixed benefits will round it out. Like you take a look at a foundation health plan, level 1. That's the number 1 being sold out there right now is a level 1 foundation health. It's $87 a month depending where you're looking. $87. You can easily create a ridiculously great package adding on, you know, either the TrioMed or a standalone AME like that plan enhancer with that sickness hospitalization rider. So if they go in for the sickness, they get $5,000 lump sum benefit there, plus a critical illness policy. You can easily add that one on. And an accident fixed benefit policy that's going to work similar to the way that their fixed benefit policy works. You probably even have room for that hospital expense, maybe a dental. That's what's going to work. So you need to know how these work with the fixed benefit. I'm going to show you some examples, and you can even steal them if you'd like. And you know what? You need to be organized and have your system set up. That is kind of a funny one that people laugh at. But if one of the things is you love those NatGen supplements, but you're not a fan of the Foundation Health, but you really like the Manhattan Life fixed benefit product, you need to have them both up and running at once, right? You need to either stop the conversation with your consumer, make up that package and present it to them instead of trying to do one and then the other, because guess what? They're going to say no to all the others. Human's nature, this is a big thing. Human nature is natural for them to say no, and you're saying, hey, you know what? I gave you these other 3 options on it. They're going to say no to at least one. That's just how humans work. Do they need it? Is it good for them? Yes. In their head, are they saying, shoot, what am I doing? Yes. That's why when we present it, we present them, hey, like here's your package, here is kind of everything that is encompassed. And we do let them know at the end, yeah, these are separate, but hey, this is everything. Why? Because traditionally, when people are buying insurance, as we talked about 100 times, you know what they're used to buying? Health insurance. They're used to having AD&D on there. They're used to having short-term disability, long-term disability, dental, vision. They're used to getting a whole package through work. They're not anymore. Your job is to do that. And also, here's a kind of big one. Don't burn bridges in the future. If your client does say no, just a quick hint, take it off. Don't sit there and beat them over the head, because guess what? You do something bad, they're going to tell 10 people how much you did a horrible job. You do something good, they're only going to tell one. But hey, one extra sale is great. So how do you line this up? One of the big things is at the beginning, when you are introducing yourself or going through setting the appointment, let them know at the start of the appointment that you are going to be creating a total package for them. You know, not that, hey, you know, I'm going to take a look at just your insurance needs. I'm going to make sure that you're covered for everything that could happen. That's a big one. Keep in mind, you know, what they're accustomed to having, they're accustomed to having group. They're used to getting all those additional benefits. You don't want your consumer to go unhelped that way. So make sure it's part of your introduction that you're talking about the package, you're talking about the bundle. Right away, I do it when I'm setting my appointment. Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to spend about 30 minutes talking to each other. We're going to go through and talk about your insurance needs, making sure you're going to be covered for everything that's out there. Okay, we're going to create that total insurance package for you, kind of what you've been used to. Great. And then when I go into my fact finding, you know, I really dig for it there. I repeat back situations. I say, hey, you know, when's the last time you got into a pretty bad accident? What happened? Can you tell me? Okay. Anybody, you or your family, been diagnosed with a critical illness? Those would be things like cancer, heart, or stroke. Go through, tell me. Because if these are things that are going to go through and happen, it's important. I dig in the fact finding. That way I can also have those stories and repeat them back. If somebody has somebody who's been diagnosed with a critical illness, it's going to affect them pretty hard. So make sure this is something you add throughout the whole conversation. When you do your introduction, when you do your fact finding, when you're about to present your plan as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through your insurance package. You're going to go through how all the benefits are going to work and how they're going to work together. If at any time you want me to stop and make adjustments, I definitely can. Okay, this is a customized package for you. One of the big things when you're talking about your introduction, you are customizing this for your consumer. How many options do you have out there? Hundreds. Hundreds. You need to customize it for your consumer. Big thing is I see what people screw up is that they don't blend it, right? They go through and they silo in their head. It's how we naturally work, right? We're going to have 4 products. I'm going to do 4 product presentations. No, you have 4 products. You're going to do 2. One of them is going to be your fixed benefit with the accident and the critical illness, and your other is going to be the dental, right? So if you're describing how the fixed benefit or short-term works, you need to bring in these other products. So hey, if it's an accident, as I told you, you're already receiving $2,000 a day if you're hospitalized, on top of that $500 you receive just for getting admitted, right? And you get that discount, as we talked about, through the multi-plan network. Well, if you get into just specifically an accident, the first $5,000 of that bill would be reduced to $250 instead. Okay, if you get diagnosed with cancer, like you said you were worried about, or you have a heart attack or stroke, you get a lump sum of $75,000 to help pay for those medical bills, you know, your mortgage or anything you want. It's a lump sum. Okay, so this package also comes with the dental product. Let me go through how that works. All right, you tie it all together, but guess what? It works great, honestly. It's one of those things where you need to learn to blend it into your presentation. Here's a hint for you if you are uncomfortable with the cross-sell in the beginning. I usually give this to my new agents. Well, other people who bought this also get, right? People never want to be excluded. Human nature is we want to be included. We want to be part of that inclusive team. So be prepared to tell stories, but also let them know, hey, you know, other people who bought this product, they also get this accident product because. Okay, so if you didn't get the stories out of them, just use that little subtle hint. And don't raise the price. That's a huge one. Right away, this is what I hear a lot of, you know, so this fixed benefit product that I want to pitch right away, I know it's going to be $200. They said their budget's $200. Well, guess what? I'm going to have to raise your price. I can't do a package under $200. No, you need to get creative and figure out how. Okay. Either you might need to turn down the fixed benefit a little bit, which we know if we add a lower level fixed benefit with an accident or critical illness, it's actually going to be stronger than a higher level fixed benefit, period. So take a look at that. Education. So some kind of quick takeaways. Make a sheet of everything you offer. Okay, that's a huge one. Also offer free policy reviews for gaps. So if you're talking to somebody and they say, hey, I have insurance, you're like, you know what, that's completely fine. I'm actually a licensed insurance agent in the state of California. What I can do is I can actually do a free policy review for you. So you can take your policy, I can see what the gaps are in it. Because a lot of times I find out there's rather large gaps in these people's policies. And it's the truth. You know, if you know your products and they tell you one of them, be like, you know, that actually completely excluded if you're going through any intramural sports. Is that something that your family does? And you can kind of talk through. You can help them out. Also have picture examples. That's one of my favorite things I do. So here's an example for that. This is for the NatGen Foundation Health Plan Level 1 with a $5,000 plan enhancer and fixed benefit. You can clean it up. You can steal it. Do it anything you want. They had a shoulder surgery. It's going to cost about, due to an accident, it's about $7,000. They get about $1,400 for a network discount. That means the client's still responsible for almost $6,000. Okay. So they're going to get a benefit for outpatient surgery. They're going to benefit for MRI. They're going to get a benefit for accidents from the accident fixed benefit, and then also the surgery from the plan enhancer if you added that rider. Guess what? They're going to get $7,000, which means the client will actually receive a check all done for $629. Here's another one for you. Gallbladder removal. They have a gallbladder removal. Guess what? This is how it would work if they have a Foundation Health Plan Level 2 and a hospital expense protection policy. If you give these numbers to your consumer, guess what? They're going to actually listen. They're going to like it. So if they are confined for 4 days, they're going to get a check for $8,000. If their total cost is $11,000, they're going to get $2,000 from that, $500 from the Foundation Health, $8,000 for being confined, plus that AHCP means the client's going to walk away with $700. Hopefully to help keep the roof over their head. Another one for you. Last one, I swear. Have these out. Show these to your consumers. I actually like doing that, and I like seeing their faces. Okay. This one, they go through and they have a heart attack. They're going to walk away with $23,000. What's going to help them with $23,000? Hey, you know what? They're going to actually be able to lay down, relax, and get back up and running. If you are talking to previous customers, as I said before, ask them how their dental is. If that's something you're not comfortable doing, give it a shot. Do it on your next 5. Set yourself a small goal. Just do it with 5. It will help you a lot. Offer to go over last year's policy. I love that one personally, because not only am I going to become more educated, they're going to become more educated on how their policy will work, and feel free to compare products with them. If you have multiple accident products like I do, you have multiple critical illness products, create a sheet of all your accident products, and you can say, hey, this one right here, it's going to be $12. That's how that will work. This one's $53. It's going to be a little bit more robust in benefits. Then you can let them feel like they are going to make decisions. And my biggest one for you, honestly, is just add it. 90% of agents who add at least a dental see a 50% increase in supplemental sales in their first 2 weeks. 90% of agents who had at least one dental policy see a 50% increase in ancillary products. That means every other consumer is going to go with what you're going to say. Take that away. Just add it. If you have any questions over anything we went over, or you want any help, want to get a picture of those slides, feel free to reach out there at training@ahcpsales.com. And I thought we'd end with a pretty good quote here. You are the product of your environment, so choose the environment that will best develop you towards your objective. Analyze your life in terms of its environment. Are the things around you helping you towards success? Are they holding you back? That's one of what's going on right now. Are your mental things that you are doing right now about supplements holding you back? Are they helping you go forward? Are the people you're surrounding yourselves with and your own personal sales environment helping you be successful or not? If you need any help or you want to go through anything that I talked about today, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. You can say, hey, Trainer Dan, I have a few questions for you. Training@ahcpsales.com, and I hope everybody has a great Monday.